Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Parents Engaging Parents Beloved Community Check-In. My name is Erica Beverett, and I'm checking in here from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, here to share with you a little bit tonight about nutrition labels. So we're going to be checking in with our SNAP Ed senior nutritionist from the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, Victoria Latado, and then we are going to find out all about how to read those labels, because sometimes, they have all these different words on there that we might not necessarily, understand, and all those nutrition facts and how much we should be eating and those little tricks. A lot of times there's things with high calorie counts, and I know a lot of us have done some calorie counting in our life at one point or another, trying to maintain weight or lose weight or gain weight. For some, I know that my son is definitely on that journey to building up muscle mass and strength. He's at that young age of 18. Shout out to you, Christian, and good luck to you. Also, just wanted to share with y'all that it's the beginning of the school year. So how are you feeling? How are your babies? How is it checking in with your school? And do you feel welcome? That's a big question. Do you feel welcome in your children's institution at this point? Now that things are a little bit more relaxed, right? We're seeing a lot more engagement outside. So just definitely wanted to check in and see with y'all what's going on in your neighborhood as far as your schools. I know that this past week a report just came out about how learning loss has affected our children, and just wanted to hear from y'all. How are you dealing with that, and do you see a bit of learning loss going on your end? Would love to hear from you on that. But for right now, just definitely wanted to let everybody know that we are going to be at the YMCA in East Orange this weekend, giving backpacks and school supplies with the YMCA in the city of East Orange. And I'm looking forward to seeing y'all there. I know that I will be there as well. So let's see if Victoria is ready to come on stream. Victoria, hi, how are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing great, Erica. Thank you for asking. I hope everyone out in our virtual world is also doing well. So, as Erica mentioned, today we're going to be learning all about. Is everyone able to see my screen by any chance, Erica?
Yes. So I'm going to just go ahead and add it to stream, and you're good to go.
Awesome. Thank you. There we go. Okay. I see that you guys can see my. We're just going to exit. Here we go. That's looking so much better now. I'm so sorry, everyone, if I ever stop going and looking at you guys. I do have a second monitor up with the PowerPoint on it, so I'm just going to be looking at that a little closer because it is a little bigger for me. But welcome to our 9th lesson together, where we will be learning all about nutrition facts labels. And this one is my favorite lesson because it's always astonishing to see what people can learn about the nutrition facts label, how important it is to read it, and those little tidbits of how it can help us in our daily lives. Mm-hmm. So as always, we do have an interactive workshop designed for you guys to help keep you eating healthy as well, even in these uncertain times. Hey, Gabrielle. Hey, Miss Elise. As always, our JSY program is through our SNAP Ed that aims to support healthy living through the promotion of increased fruits and vegetables. For more information on this curriculum, you can visit its website at jsyfruitveggies.org. And if you need any help accessing food in an area nearest you, please visit cfbnj.org/findfood. We're always here to help. And as always, we like to share our End Justice for All poster. Being a part of the USDA, we do practice the policy of non-discrimination based on age, race, national origin, sex, religious creed, disability, age, political belief, etc. Everyone is welcome and no one will be discriminated in our program. So as mentioned before, welcome to our Nutrition Facts Label lesson. Lesson 9. I can't believe we've made 9 lessons already together. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It went fast.
They did. So for today's agenda, as we always follow, we will have our little lesson, a brief little activity. We'll share out a recipe. We'll have some time for questions and answers. But as always, feel free to post those questions up in Facebook, Zoom, whatever social media platform you are on. We will be glad to address any questions, comments, or concerns in real time. And lastly, we always have our survey. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So as always, we start off with a wonderful icebreaker. Imagine yourself in a pantry or a grocery store looking at all the food that's being displayed, like in this little aisle right here. What information do you want to know about the food before you buy it? What are some things that you think about before buying?
How long has it been on the shelf? I know that's a big one for me.
That shelf life.
Definitely that shelf life.
For
How
myself,
about y'all out there?
For myself, I always think about, is this healthy? Is this going to taste good?
Okay, Gabrielle said
Gabrielle looks at that salt intake. That's sodium. Okay. And sometimes that can actually be found. Oh, I see, Miss Elise, you wrote, there might be an emoji in front of it, but nutrition. Going back to Gabrielle, sometimes our packaging does incorporate some information on salt and sugar on the front of the package. Like we've mentioned earlier in a few of our other lessons, sometimes we want to purchase those canned products where they can say low salt, no salt added, or even no sugar added, no heavy syrup, 100% fruit juice, little things that we can take a look for on the front of our packaging before we even go and look at that nutrition facts label.
Gabrielle says sugar.
The sugar, it goes hand in hand with that salt. Very important to keep in mind.
Yeah. I would also look at how much is in it, right? Because sometimes it seems actually since inflation has happened, right? We've noticed like there's less and less in the packages that we're buying. Has anybody ever noticed that as of late when you go shopping and it's like, wait a second, this doesn't feel like it's as much in there as it used to be. So
that's
I was like,
actually one of my uncle's favorite things to say with inflation going on right now. Like some things haven't changed, like a gallon of milk, that hasn't changed. But the size of orange juice has been different throughout our entire lifespan. Like it used to start off in a gallon and it's just gotten smaller and smaller as time has grown on, and especially with that inflation as well.
Yeah. Anything else out there?
What else can you guys think
I'm looking for what's in it, right? What is in the ingredients?
What do you want to know about that food? It doesn't matter. Sometimes some people think about the color of the food. For any families with special needs, sometimes different food colorings could affect a family member. Different food dyes.
Yeah, for sure. And then sometimes I'm looking for how many ingredients, because if I'm buying carrots, I don't want to see like 10 different things listed on there. Like, no. Yeah, Gabrielle said something that is so true. I barely know the terminology they use. Yeah, I totally feel you
on those
in
ingredients.
Yeah.
Sometimes even when I'm out, I always like to take a look at that name brand versus the store brand, seeing what that difference is.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I can save a lot of extra money. Hi, Samaje.
Samaje. So we're
Yes,
trying
out
to find
in.
out what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. The question is, what information do you want to know about the food before you buy it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking like a closer look at this aisle and seeing like what's in it. Like it looks like it's a nice mixture of things. Like I see some corn and string beans on the right hand side. But then as we go further down, I'm like, oh, these kind of look like cookies and like chocolate bars.
I know that trick. That's to entice the little ones, right?
Yes,
The
it's that
littles.
perfect eye level for them.
Yeah.
They know how they know what they do at the stores.
Yes, and that all that marketing and pushing and encouraging
Mm-hmm.
us to buy those foods. I see. Is that maybe liquid? Some kind of like maybe milk, or I'm not sure what that is.
It might be all the
Any of
way
the
back in
glaze.
the refrigeration. It looks like it could be milk. This actually looks like a little, it could be a corner store or a little mini grocery store. It seems like a lot of these items are packed together.
I see like seasoning.
I
I think
see some frozen vegetables too, which they might be like frozen bags of like broccoli or spinach all the way in the back. Thinking about, for myself, I'd be thinking about how I can incorporate that into a meal or a snack.
Yeah.
But a few things that we all kind of think about before we buy a food is, number one would be the brand. What is that brand? Is it name brand? Is it store brand? Am I going to save money? Is it going to have any added products in it that I don't need? Next will be that price. Definitely comparing, we've talked about it before, comparing that name brand to that store brand. There's always going to be a significant difference unless they are on sale. Labeling, sometimes that package, if it has some colorful like attraction to it, it's going to make you want to buy it. Like for myself, I'm taking a look at that corn like right in front of me, that bright yellow. It's really attracting my eyes in comparison to what it looks like it could be string beans above it. Next would be the ingredients. We talked about the sugar. We talked about the salt. We talked about many different products. We even talked about a lot of the items that can be found on the nutrition facts label, like our serving size, the ingredients that could be found in there, etc. But as always, we lead into our lesson. And our nutrition facts label was actually remodeled recently, if anyone has noticed. The nutrition facts label was designed to inform consumers on the food that they choose to consume. In 2016, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued the final ruling on the new nutrition facts label based on new scientific information regarding diet and the link to chronic diseases. And luckily, all of our products by now have to be up to standards with that new nutrition facts label, because as of January 2021, all manufacturers had to switch to that new label. And nutrition facts labels will always consist of a few different items, including your serving size, calories, fat, cholesterol, sodium, fiber, and any other nutrients that can be found in it. So as you can see, we will go over it just a little further, but our serving size is significantly larger. The calories is significantly larger. If you take a look at that sugars, we have a new item titled added sugars on there, giving us that idea of what's being added sugar-wise to our product. And then a lot of our nutrients have also changed. If you notice, there's no vitamin A or C on here. And they started to include potassium as well, which is very important for our blood, for our heart, for many different organs in our body. So now let's take a deeper dive into each of those little sections that I talked about. So for our serving size, it is the standardized recommended amount of food. And if anyone has ever measured out their serving size in comparison to what they're typically used to, there is a very large difference. The best example that I have for you guys is when you decide to go and pour yourself a bowl of cereal. Measure out one bowl with the size that you typically would pour for yourself, and then in another bowl measure out that serving size, and you're going to see a significant difference.
Yeah, it's really scary and sad all at the same time.
Yes. My father actually has a designated bowl. It's like a gallon-sized bowl for his cereal. And he literally, whenever he wants cereal, which is not very often, he will go and pour that entire bag into that bowl and enjoy himself some Raisin Bran or whichever cereal he's craving at that time, which is most certainly not that recommended serving size.
Exactly. It's like half the box.
Yes. And another change that occurred when our nutrition facts label was updated was the change from serving size to servings per container have been increased and are now printed larger, as you can see right up top. First, you'll see that serving per container, which means how many different times you're to eat from that container, that entire container, and the serving size. So the serving size is the portion that you're going to be consuming at that time. The serving size of products has been altered to reflect the amount that people eat and drink today. For example, the serving size for ice cream was previously half a cup. Now it's about 2/3 of a cup, just because that's how we're going to be eating more ice cream, essentially. So they've taken into account how much more us as a country continue to eat, and then providing that information for the calories and etc. Does anyone have any questions before we move forward?
Oh, you just made me sad about the ice cream.
It's okay. You can still enjoy it 2/3 cup.
Yeah, I can enjoy it. It's just like just one spoon.
Like I always say, it's better in moderation.
Yeah, definitely. Help to serve that craving.
Yes. And there's so many different healthier ice cream options out there as well. There's like banana nice cream. For myself, I like to make smoothies. That's what I've been doing this whole summer. I've been making smoothies, letting them freeze a little bit, and then it's kind of like an ice. So it curbs that craving a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I did notice for those that like to scale back on the dairy a little bit, I noticed they have oat milk ice cream. I'm so excited about that.
It's very delicious. However, it doesn't have that creaminess factor to it, just because that oat milk has doesn't have as much fat as like a typical cream would, but it still curbs that craving. It's still delicious, and it is great for our vegan friends as well as our lactose intolerant friends.
Yes.
There's many different dairy alternatives now that are out there.
Oh, Miss Elisa talk about gelatos.
Gelato, oh, my favorite. It's delicious. But as we trail off into our little ice cream sidebar conversation, we will move forward into our next category on our nutrition facts label, which is our calories and our fats. So calories is the amount of energy that is found in that food item or drink, and calories on the label are usually for one serving. So our great example right over here, you can have 1 cup of this particular item and it will total 170 calories. And as we mentioned before, that simple change that was made is now calories is now larger and a bolded font. So nice and big for us to all be able to see. However, for calorie counters out there, definitely always speak to your physician, see what your recommended calorie count should be. It's not all the same for one individual, and we always have to keep in mind of any ailments, illnesses, etc. So if we are counting calories, please make sure we talk to that physician and see what our daily intake should be. So as we see here, 1 serving is equal to 170 calories. 2 servings would equal, anyone want to take a guess?
Who's doing their math today? I know what it is. I want to see if y'all out there in Facebook or in LinkedIn or on YouTube, if you have 2 servings of 170 calories, how much is that? Ooh. Almost. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Drum roll. Any more answers going to come in?
It's okay. I had to pull out my calculator to find out this answer.
No, it's all good.
Miss Elise coming in with the correct answer of 340 calories. So if we are to double any serving size, triple any serving size, you just have to take into account that you have to then multiply that calorie count by however you're doubling it, tripling it, etc. So 170 times 2 or 170 plus 170 will equal 340 calories. And then next we have our fats, which is located right below that calories. And the total fats displays the amount of fat within the serving. And the nutrition facts label gives you a breakdown of each different type of fat. There's many different fats out there, but for the most part, they will always touch base on the saturated fat and the trans fat. So as you can see here, there's 8 grams total of fat, 3 grams being that saturated, 0 grams being that trans fat. Changes that were made from our previous nutrition facts label includes the calories from fat section has been removed from the new label, and researchers found that it was more important to present the fat rather than the amount, so which is why we see that saturated and that trans fat. And next we have my favorite one, and I know Gabrielle mentioned it before as well. Added sugars is one of the new changes that has been made to our nutrition facts label. And added sugars are sugars that have been adding during the process of making it or the process of packaging that food. So there's that natural sugar that can be found in the product, and then there's that added sugar. And added sugars are now required to be listed. And scientific data found that it can be difficult to meet your caloric needs if you're not consuming more than 10% of your percent daily value calories for added sugars. So again, just to review, I'm going to put my cursor right over. Am I able to? Yes, I can draw. Here we go. Here we are. So we're looking at our sugars, which are right here. Total sugars is 16 grams. Added sugars is 8 grams. Can anyone tell me how many natural sugars can be found in our product? Anyone remember from our previous lessons?
Not sure.
Like a little pop quiz for everyone.
Added sugar. Okay, Miss Elise says 4.
Not quite, Miss Elise. A good first guess.
Anybody else want to try to guess?
I'll give everyone a little hint. You take your total amount of sugar and subtract it from your added sugars.
So in that case, it would just be the total that's just right there, right?
So
no, that's 16 grams. I can't see.
So 16 minus 8. Hey, Miss Elise coming in with the right answer.
Right.
That is correct. So there will be 8 grams of natural sugars found in this product. So that's just to give you guys a little lesson on there are natural sugars that can be found in a good majority of our products. I always recommend to look for those items that do have 0 grams of added sugar. That means it's all natural sugar that can be found in that product. And then our percent daily value is this reflects how much of the nutrient is in a serving contributes to the total daily diet that we need. 5% or less would be considered low, whereas 20% or more would be considered high. Some changes that have been made include the daily values have been updated, which will impact the percent daily value needed. So that's all your percentages that you find over here on the right hand side. Oh, I could go in and still draw. Awesome. So kind of what it's breaking down is that if any item has 5% or less, it's considered low and doesn't really exist much in that product. However, if it's closer to that 20%, that means that it's higher. So for example, this product has 15% of saturated fats and then 16% of added sugars. So this product may not be the healthiest for us to consume. Does anyone have any questions before we continue moving forward?
So the two main things we should be kind of like cruising over is that saturated fat and those sugars, right?
Yeah, saturated fats, sugars. For myself, whenever I am I'm looking at anything, I'm always looking at that sodium as well. Sodium is just another name for salt. So here is our sodium on our list. Can't remember if the presentation goes over it, but as you can see, it is at that 0% daily value. So it is one of the healthier products for us to consume. Oh, here we go. Additional nutrients.
There you go.
So just a few of those items that like we did not mention before will include that cholesterol, sodium, and fiber. So to break it down, cholesterol is a fat-like substance that your body can produce on its own, making it not really necessary in our diet. And typically cholesterol is associated with heart disease. Then there's sodium, which is, again, as I mentioned before, another name for salt. And it's associated with high blood pressure. And fiber. We've had a wonderful lesson on fiber for a few weeks now. So fiber aids in digestion. It's that broomstick, helps keep you full, good for your heart health. Anything with that is 5%. That is 5% or less is considered low. 20% or more is considered high. So as you can see, this one has 7%. So it's kind of on the lower side, but our fiber is located on our nutrition facts label at, did not mean to make that one. Don't know how to go back. It's okay. But cholesterol does have that 0 milligrams. And it is under your carbohydrates, your fiber. Alrighty. And that concludes that lesson with our nutrition facts label, how to give yourselves a little better, easier time to read them. Like I mentioned, for myself, whenever I'm looking at a product, I really look at that serving size to measure that out properly, making sure I'm eating that right amount. There's never any harm in doubling up, just making sure that you are keeping an eye on whatever you are looking for moving forward in your lifestyle. If you are counting those calories, be sure to talk to your physician, figuring out what that healthy calorie count would be for you, your family, etc. And then just reviewing all the items below. My favorite one to always review is that added sugars, looking for 0 grams of added sugars, making it probably one of the healthiest items that you can have. Reviewing that sodium, remembering to look at that percent daily value. Anything 5% or less, not really found in that item. And then anything closer to that 20% has a lot. It's probably one of the most unhealthy, 5% or less is considered not really existing in that product. And then 20% or more is considered high, having a high amount of that product.
Okay. So good to know.
But as always, you can always find more information on eating healthy by visiting choosemyplate.gov. We always like to review it as always. You can find your healthy eating style with My Plate. Everything you eat and drink over time matters and can help you to be healthier now and in the future. For fruits and vegetables, try to make half of your plate fruits and vegetables, focusing on whole fruits, varying your veggies. Remember trying to eat the rainbow for both of those categories because not one fruit or vegetable has all the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need. We want to make half of our grains whole grains. We want to vary our proteins, meaning that we try different sources for our protein. Never forgetting that nuts, seeds, and beans are a great source of protein. Trying to incorporate fish once or twice a week into your diet. And then we have dairy, trying to move to low fat or fat free skim milk and yogurt and cheese products. You want to limit the extras, such as sugary beverages on any other items containing high amounts of sodium, saturated fat, and added sugars. And my wins that fit your healthy eating style. Start with small changes that you can enjoy, like having an extra piece of fruit today. Little changes go a long way. In moderation, I always like to say, try having instead of having a soda daily, try having it once a week, and then soon enough you're gonna forget to even have a soda once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, it's not labeled on here, but making sure that you're incorporating physical activity as well. It's important for us adults to have 30 minutes of exercise each and 5 times a week, as well as our youth. Very important for them to have at least 1 hour of exercise each and every day. Before we move forward, I guess I'll give you guys some time to see if there's any other questions or comments. But as always, we have a fun little activity for everyone. This one's just going to give you a little time to think about this one. But if anyone has any questions or comments, please let me know. Do you think you'll find this resourceful moving forward? Hopefully this little activity will help you get a better understanding maybe.
I would think so. I know that for me, I'm just glad that they made the labels a little bit bigger. Now, I wish they would make the ingredients a little bit bigger as well. But
I agree.
Yeah, I think that that's just really all about getting into the mindset of looking for things that have less ingredients, because the more ingredients some items that we buy off of the shelf have, it's likely that it's not as healthy for you as something that has less ingredients in it. So having all those preservatives. What's
You're
that?
most likely going to know all the ingredients when it has less ingredients as well. I love those foods that have like 1 or 2 ingredients.
Yeah, it takes the guesswork out of what you're eating, right?
You don't have to stand there in the store and look at everything. But another thing that I always like to share is don't be afraid to take a look at that nutrition facts label when you're at the store. It's definitely going to help you in the end. It takes time to finally realize like how this nutrition facts label is actually going to help you in your lifestyle. For myself, I've compared so many products now that I finally know which one is better for me than others. But don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. You're making better choices for yourself. You take up that aisle. No shame.
So it's this or that. Which has more calories per serving?
Yeah, so let's take a look. So the difference is between some whole grain pasta and some regular pasta. So let me know which one. Choice A is our whole grain and choice B is our refined grain pasta. Which one has more calories per serving?
I see Miss Elise says choice B.
Yes, that is correct, Miss Elise. So as you can see, our whole grain pasta, they're both for 1 serving is 2 ounces or 56 grams. Our whole grain pasta will come in at 180 calories, where our regular pasta will have 200 calories per serving. And I believe the next one, here we go. The next one answers the next topic that I wanted to bring up. So which pasta has more fiber per serving? And I know I'm very sorry this nutrition facts label is a bit small for everyone. There we go. Thank you, Erica. So Erica did just make it a little bigger for everyone to be able to see. But take a look at that nutrition facts label. Which one has more fiber per serving? Is it choice A with our whole grain pasta or choice B with our regular pasta? Feel free to let those answers roll on in. Aisha coming in with the correct answer. That is correct. The one that has more fiber is our whole grain. So to give you guys a better idea, and I know we've talked about fiber more than plenty of times, but as you can see, our whole grain pasta has 7 grams of fiber. Great amount of fiber, let me just say that much. That is over that 20%. So it is going to be very healthy for us within our percent daily value. However, our regular pasta only has 3 grams, coming in at 11% daily value. So as you can see, taking a look at that nutrition facts label, we're going to find something very interesting with that pasta for that whole grain. You can't even see that the ingredients list. I was going to make a suggestion for everyone, but it's okay. Our next this or that is going to be which has more sodium per serving. This one's nice and large for us right now. Alrighty, can anyone take that guess? We do have 2 different serving sizes for this item. Our can of soda is equivalent to about 12 ounces, and our apple juice is equivalent to 8 ounces. So this one is a little tricky for everyone. But as you can see, so I see that Gabrielle answered B and Miss Elise answered A. But we're going to take it and we'll give a little comparison. So our sodium for our can of soda is 45 milligrams for those 12 ounces. We'll just do a little bit of math because 45 divided by 12, that's about 3 3/4 teaspoon per, let's say teaspoon per ounce. And then our sodium for an 8-ounce cup of apple juice is 30 milligrams. So 30 divided by 8 will equal up. They're actually equal to about the same. So fun little fact, a little math does have to be required to review them, but they do have the same amount of sodium per serving. Now, fun fact, which one has more sugar per serving? Can anyone tell me which one has more sugar per serving? So this one kind of doesn't, again, you have to do a little bit of math with this one. But if we're just doing like a little rough thought on it, Aisha, you are correct. Just thinking about it. Miss Elise, you're also correct. There are 39 grams of sugar found in our one little can of soda. And to keep in mind that it, I circled the wrong one, excuse me. And to keep in mind, that is all sugar. There's no natural sugar found in this product because it includes 39 grams of added sugars. Now, my favorite example is that sugar found in our apple juice. There is 28 grams. And like I mentioned before, always trying to look for that 0 grams of added sugar. This is all natural sugar that's found in this apple juice, making it probably that healthiest choice for us to consume. that actually concludes our this or that portion of the evening. Thank you all for participating. Next, we do have our recipe for this evening. And as I was watching this video this afternoon, trying to put our presentation together, I got very hungry for some eggs. So this recipe actually looks very delicious. I have not made it before, but it's on my list now. But the ingredients will include, the recipe is a sweet potato hash with eggs. The ingredients include 2 large sweet potatoes. You want to cut them up into cubes, which will equal about 4 cups. You need a cup of water, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, and then another teaspoon of vegetable oil for another portion of the recipe. You need 2 links of chicken sausage, 1 small yellow onion peeled and diced, 1 bell pepper cored and diced, 2 cloves of garlic. I'm a garlic girl, so I'm probably going to throw in an extra clove in there. And then 4 large eggs. And Miss Erica, if we would please feel free to go ahead and share that video with our friends.
Hi, I'm Chef Amy. Hash might be a great way to start your day, but it also makes a delicious lunch or dinner. Today, I'm doing a spin on the classic by using sweet potatoes instead of regular ones. First, we'll cut the sweet potatoes into cubes and put them in a skillet with a cup of water. We can bring the whole thing to a boil. Then we'll reduce the heat to low and simmer it for about 20 minutes, stirring occasionally until the water has been absorbed by the sweet potatoes. Then we'll add a tablespoon of oil, 2 links of chicken sausage cut into slices, onion, bell pepper, and garlic to the skillet. We'll cook this for about 20 minutes, stirring occasionally, just until our onions are lightly browned and the sweet potatoes are tender. We can divide the hash between 4 plates. Now we'll go back to the stove. Let's turn the temperature up to medium-high, and once it's hot, we can add in another teaspoon of oil. Now we're going to fry the eggs over easy. One at a time, crack 4 eggs into the skillet and cook for about 3 to 5 minutes until the whites are solid, but the yolks are still a little runny. Then we'll flip our eggs and cook for no more than a minute. Top each plate of sweet potato hash with an egg. Sweet potato hash is a colorful meal that the whole family will enjoy. You can change up the recipe by using whatever vegetables are in season at your local farmer's market. Or you could serve the eggs differently. For this and other budget-friendly recipes, check out the What's Cooking USDA Mixing Bowl website.
So I don't know about you guys, but that recipe looked delicious. I definitely always like to incorporate like different vegetables, different things. I saw that she had zucchini on there. Zucchini would make this dish little pop out a little bit more, adding that green color to it. It looked really good. And chicken sausage sometimes is even better than regular sausage. It's definitely a leaner meat for us to consume each and every day.
Yeah, I like that she added that little note at the end, like just looking for the vegetables that are in season. That's helpful to switch it up. It doesn't necessarily have to be, exactly by the book, but we could have a little bit of fun with it.
Yes, and definitely always keep in mind that seasonality chart for New Jersey also as well. Always supporting that local farmer that is around. They love the business as well as keeping active. And Gabrielle, what's a substitute for eggs? You could honestly not even add the eggs. You can utilize egg whites as well. It's whatever you would prefer. Eggs just give it that nice little protein in it, as well as that chicken sausage, just to give it a little bit more. I love it when my eggs are nice and runny on top of a hash. I'll cut it open, especially that over easy. Give that hash a little bit of flavor with that yolk.
Give it that creaminess. Love that.
But that is a great question, Gabrielle. You can honestly really substitute whatever you and your family would prefer with it.
Mm-hmm. Or to add that extra protein, I would just put more beans in there.
Yes, that would be a great idea. Some beans sound fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Thank you, Erica. So just as always, I know I mentioned it a little earlier, physical activity, it's just as important as eating healthy. Physical activity is any movement that requires energy. For health reasons, physical activity should be moderate or vigorous, meaning it gets your heart rate above normal resting levels. Our youth need about 60 minutes a day, and us as adults, we need at least 30 minutes 5 times per week. And just a few tips to incorporate more physical activity into your daily lives includes some recreational activities, getting outside, playing some sports, a great way. You can dance to your favorite music. I know I like to do that. Sometimes I even like to go on YouTube and look up a dancing workout. It's a great way to increase that heart rate. And you get to enjoy some music as well.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is to walk or bike. You could probably join a walking club in the town nearest you. Get to enjoy that outdoor air. If you have a pet, you can take that pet on a nice little walk. They also need some physical activity as well. And taking the stairs instead of the elevator escalator. This one's one of the best practices that I like to put into my routine. It gets my heart rate up a little more. And then if you do, obviously, if there are any ailments, any illnesses, or any physical barriers, please do listen to your body. It is the only one we're going to have to follow what it needs. And also, on top of everything, is yard work or any strenuous cleaning of your house or car does also count as physical activity. I know for myself, my apartment is all carpeted, and I like to vacuum at least once a week. And I call my vacuum the Monster. It's from the 90s. It's very heavy, but it gets the job done. So a good 15, 20 minutes just pushing that thing around really gets my heart rate going.
Must be a Kirby. It's like a monster. That's where my head went.
I have no idea what the brand is. It was my grandmother's. I'm still using it to this day. It's never going to die, and that's just how I want it. But as always, thank you everyone for your participation. We're going to take the time to, if you guys have any questions, comments, please feel free to incorporate them into the chat box now. And as always, thank you for sharing your time with us today. And as always, we do have a short survey if everyone wouldn't mind taking the time to fill it out. Your answers are anonymous and they are used to help us at SNAP-Ed and cfbnj help us improve our programming and food access resources in your area. So we do have that wonderful QR code if anyone is not on their phone participating today, if everyone could take that opportunity to go ahead and scan it. And if not, Erica will be sharing out that link with everyone. You're very welcome, Gabrielle. Thank you for joining us today. Erica will be sharing out that link with everyone on your respected social media platforms. But if everyone could please take that time, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you, Miss Elise. I always love having you here. You guys are like another family to me.
Right?
After these 9 weeks, it's like everyone's a family. Thank you, Noble.
Yeah.
I love seeing all the same names pop up.
Yeah, definitely a family here. All right. So everybody take those few minutes just to fill out that survey once again so that we can get a little bit more of information on what you would like to hear. This is your opportunity to share your interests. And that's definitely what Parents Engaging Parents is about. It's based off of parents and community members' interests. Okay. All right. Well, I definitely. Okay, Noble, we'll send that to you. Yeah, he might not be able to. Actually, it's actually in the chat. If you just take a look, if you could scroll up or down. I don't know where it is on there for you, but it's
lost.
definitely there. Again, we'll send you the link if it's needed. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Definitely gonna see everybody this weekend in East Orange. Miss Elise is gonna be outside with us. We're gonna be giving out book bags and school supplies. Continue that and connecting and engaging with communities all in East Orange, actually. So we are going to be there with the East Orange City Council, Mayor Ted Green, the Department of Health, Human Services, in partnership with the East Orange YMCA, and Parents Engaging Parents will be there as well. We're going to be there on Saturday, September the 10th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we will definitely, if we don't already, we have it posted on our on our Facebook page and Instagram page as well. So you could definitely see that there. And oh, Miss Elise is cooking on the grill. What you cooking? What you cooking? Who's cooking on the grill? I wish I could cook on the grill. I love cooking on the grill. That's my favorite.
I don't know how to turn mine on.
Girl, I'm coming over. You got a grill? I'll come to your house.
Teach me. No, don't teach me anything, because that's the one opportunity that someone else gets to cook for me.
Right. I just joined us, but we're about to sign off. But look, Miss Elise says she's cooking the veggies. She must have the zucchini.
Gabrielle's with our thoughts.
Oh, what, Gabrielle? Girlfriend. Gabrielle, you better come outside if you want a plate.
Ooh, Elise got the whole shebang going.
Okay, yeah, we're still celebrating summer out here. It's hot dogs and
it's not fall yet. It's not fall until we change the time.
Exactly. Hi, Unique Johnson. Shout out to our AC crew. And good evening, Miss Woodley. That's Miss May.
Hey, Miss May.
Miss May had a fantastic event last week down in Bridgeton. She had a Unity Day, and she had her whole drum line perform, and they marched around in a parade. It was so awesome.
Nice.
So just she said she misses us. Well, we'll see you next week then, because we're going to be back. We're going to be back because we're doing this for 13 weeks.
Yes, I believe 13 or 12. We'll finalize it.
All right. So listen, we're going to be back next week. We're going to be talking about healthy beverages. So it was pretty appalling, looking at that sugar content for the soda today. So I'm so glad that we're going to be talking about that beverages, the healthy beverages, because those calories definitely get snuck in there, and and
that
salt
added
and that
sugar. We will take a deeper dive into that added sugar. It's like I said, it's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, darn it with those coffee yummy things, right?
Yes.
What I have noticed is some companies, and I don't want to mention names because so some of them are giving smaller sizes, and that's probably with the inflation. So the other day I went to one, right? Because it was my daughter's birthday. Shout out to my daughter, Victoria. It was her 17th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday again. And
Did
then
she get a driver's license?
She didn't, not yet. So we're going to be working on that. It's coming.
Best of luck.
So we went to a store and we got one of those coffee beverages, and I was just like, yeah, I thought I was going to get a bigger size, but then I was like, you know what? No, this is okay, because I know in the back of my head that sugar content is going to be ridiculous in that thing. So
it's like just shrinking your plate size too. It goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure. All right, everyone. So thanks again for tuning in, and we will see y'all in East Orange on this Saturday. All right. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.